We know them, when we know them, and how they affect you. Every Monday through to Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. This will be your most authentic news experience starting now on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
10 minutes gone past the 3 o'clock hour, officially welcoming you to the brand new week. Yes, welcome to the big weekend. It's the nation's #1 talk news and sports radio station. We're broadcasting live from our audio-visual studios right here in Itimi and Crescent, Victoria Island, Lagos. This is my favorite place in the world, and you are my favorite people. My name is Maryann Okon. We're live on Facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM. We're live on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. Not necessarily a great weekend. 5 journalists, whatever media house they belong to, were killed in Israel. And there's been some funny justification for killing journalists, saying, oh, one of them was heading Hamas. Journalists were killed. Freedom of speech was scuttled, I beg your pardon. I do not know what Israel's excuse is. It's inexcusable. Journalists were killed. I had to start on that note. But also, a woman was almost, in fact, stripped naked in public glare today. Yes, because she was unruly. That's the word that the FAAN and, of course, the Ibom Air services has said that, you know, she was being unruly. I wonder where these people were when Kwam was blocking an airline from taking off. What were the security officials? And why was Kwam still in full regalia? How come he was not stripped? Anyway, we'll get to that. Well, here are the big stories for this weekend. Of course, like I always say, the weekend is pregnant and they give birth for Monday.
The big weekend.
All right, let's start with the drama on Ibom Airline, because I have a newsroom official in the studio with me, and he's going to be making a totally different claim. I saw some videos. I mean, I find it, if you are on a plane, for those of us who are frequent flyers, it's simple. When the plane is about to taxi, they tell you to turn it off or put it on flight mode. In fact, they tell you to turn it off, and then at some point you can turn it back on and put it on flight mode. And when the plane is about to, drop and land, they tell you again to turn it off. It's simple. Some of us don't adhere to it, but while the air hostess is there saying turn it off, please, can you? There are rules and there are regulations. Same as you're not allowed to take liquid content past the boarding gate. And if you must, you have to drink everything before you get on board. And for those of us who take PET bottles, they'll take the cover, the lid off, so that they just give you the bottle, meaning that you have to finish the water or dump it before you get on the plane. I'm using these two circumstances side by side. I'm sure that you've seen social media agog with the videos from Ibom Airline. Anyway, let me just go to it. Drama on Ibom Air as passenger clashes with the cabin crew. My English is terrible today. An altercation, I beg your pardon, between a passenger and a cabin crew member on board Ibom Air flight sparked online buzz over a video of the incident which surfaced online on Sunday evening. The short footage shows a heated confrontation as the passenger, reportedly just disembarking from Uyo Lagos trip, engages in a physical tussle with a cabin crew member while airport security personnel intervened. The cause of the dispute, if you ask me, still remains unclear. Yeah, it's unclear. But the FAAN has issued a statement. Ibom Air has banned her for life. I don't know what gives them the power to do so. I saw a bit of the video, which I didn't see the part where she was stripped. I saw a part of the video where she was fighting. Seriously fighting. And I'll play you some of those video clips. But then I had a debate in the newsroom with different angles. I wish Yvonne was here too. So Justice for Comfort, her name obviously is Comfort. I thought she was a troublemaker. I thought, for Christ's sakes, just put the phone on flight mode and smile to the lady, and then when she's gone, whatever, if she says turn it off, and then when she's gone, you can put it back on. I don't know, but Ikechukwu is joining us. Ikechukwu is one of our newsroom staff, and he's an editor. Ikechukwu, you obviously have a totally different perspective on what happened, because I thought to myself that this situation would have disintegrated to where it is if she had, just done what she was supposed to do.
So I would also say, to follow up to what you said, that the situation shouldn't have also gotten to that point where it got to if the officials of Ibom Air had also handled the situation differently. And this is what I mean. What's the worst case scenario? The worst case scenario would have been that you hand her over to security. Every airport, especially
but
Lagos,
was it not security that manhandled her?
No, not in the sense that it appeared, because I don't think so. The first part of the video was that she was dragged out of the plane. Before that, there was a video to where she was seen slapping the air hostess.
That's the first video that was online.
Okay.
Anyway.
And if you notice, because I still maintain, and I'm still of the point that the lady should speak so we could hear our own part, because from our argument in the course of the altercation, she was referring to them playing videos in the plane, like play video footages from the cameras in the plane, and that is where she will find justification, she believes. So it therefore means that other things had happened that we didn't see. At least those of us who were not in the plane. And
but then when all of this was happening, I saw an empty plane, because I was asking, where are all the other people who flew with her?
So I was going there. Everyone had disembarked, because it was a plane from Uyo to Lagos. She was the only one, I believe, still behind, and the air hostess was preventing her from coming out. If you see the way she stood at the door. That brings me to the point where I said the officials of the airline should have handled it differently, or the security guards at the airport. She had done this. Okay, she went against the rules. Yeah, you have profiled that to be a nuisance at that point,
or a flight threat,
flight threat or risk or whatever. Yes. In fact, the plane had already landed. Passengers had disembarked. Make a case for the security guys to just escort her to an interrogation room or something, because nothing is. This is just like jungle justice. Nothing equates.
Are you serious?
Yes, exactly. Nothing equates you stripping someone naked. She wouldn't. Look, you see how
I saw it was. I'm so sorry. As a woman, I found it really embarrassing that the men didn't care that this woman was stripped naked,
and at the point,
a bid to take her off the plane.
Point, she was.
I saw no begging.
At the point, her breast was exposed. You could see a hand reaching to the dress and pulling it the other way, and that was the point. The thing gave way and got turned. And before God and man, it was just something I'm not a lady, but I know what it means.
It's embarrassing.
I know what it means to have that part of your body exposed.
Yeah. You know what it means?
I know what it means to have that part of your body exposed. Especially when you do not do it intentionally or willingly.
Yeah, but you can't know what it means because you're not a woman.
But I see reactions, and I see how you people guide it.
Okay.
I see how you people protect it. And giving it up like that by people you didn't give permission to do it is just off it. So I felt the airline should have allowed her disembark, escort her if possible. You have communication gadgets. You would have told your own people, please be on standby. You have an issue. We need to hand over someone to the security. And they take her to the interrogation room. You don't need to. Okay, when Kwanwan was doing his own issue.
You're going to my question because I was going to ask.
They were begging. They were literally begging.
I was surprised that there were strong men like that as airport security.
Yes.
In her case, but they were not. I didn't even realize that we had airport security in Kwanwan's case.
So yes, we're in Nigeria. The society is so classed like that, but you there are some obvious things that you do with professionalism. I believe the airport staffs or the air hostesses or the pilot and all that, they are expected to be trained, so they should know how to handle these things differently, because the outcome is always something you can't determine at the beginning. So you can imagine the outcome and ask yourself, what could be the worst case scenario? If you ask those questions, you'll be able to know, okay, if I handle it this way, this is what will happen. Yes, the lady probably at the beginning, not a matter of probability though, because the moment they say switch off your phone and you do not do it, you have also you have gone wrong. So on her own part, she had gone wrong, but reacting or treating her that way has nothing to do with has nothing to it doesn't justify whatever you think she has done. If in my own case, in my opinion, that lady should do everything in her power. And it's good.
Do you think she has a case?
She has,
especially from a perspective
she has cases.
I'm just saying, especially because the video of her body being exposed is
Case number 1 to 10 first.
So you're saying that obviously this is some sort of a dignity situation. I don't know. The lawyers would be able to frame it properly. I hear that there are people who've already stated that she has a case against the people who manhandled her.
Yes, because she was apart from
because the videos that we're seeing are an aftermath of what they had done to her. Because someone gave her. I saw when someone gave her.
Another jacket to put on.
To put on to cover herself.
She was literally thrown down. You know the steps. You know, while you're climbing down the plane, she was literally thrown down. That if you see the video very well, and standing up, she had to guide the pieces left off the. I think it's a crop top she was wearing. The pieces left off it. She had to guide it until somebody gave her. So doing that to a lady just because she refused to turn off. So what would have happened if she was handling a firearm or a weapon in the plane?
Or if she was stopping a plane from moving.
This issue of, like trying to catch a flight, like Wan did. Apparently she's trending as Kwam 2 anyway. So
I heard it. For those of you who do not know, that video is playing now from the airplane. While they were trying to, I think it was about 3 or 4 men trying to drag her out.
Don't do that like that, like she was one slaughtered malu.
Yeah. And there's several videos. I'm just going to keep playing them as we go.
And she's beautiful, by the way.
Ikechukwu, I don't understand.
Actually.
What is your case here?
No, serious. The case here is justice for comfort. Justice for comfort, because
are you going to start a hashtag?
you don't. Yeah, of course, it started already. You can't do that with beauty. I don't believe there are ugly ladies, but you can't do that. No, I don't believe there are ugly ladies.
Acceptable for
I don't believe there are ugly ladies. Every lady, they're beautiful in their own right. They're fine. But this one, you see, you need to see the skin now. It not makes sense.
All right, Lagos, we're going to move from this story. The videos are playing live. Ikechukwu is one of our news editors. He's playing.
Justice for comfort.
But on a serious note, was this handled properly by the FAA
and even Ibom Air
NCAA
releasing that statement about banning her from flying? I think you see the problem with how we manage communication here, though, and how we rush to want to defend ourselves. There's nothing you're going to tell me that will tell any right thinking person that you have done it right. So okay, you ban her now. Now only when they fly that route. Now only when they fly for Nigeria, she no go fly another airline. Because it does nothing justify. Why are you stopping her from coming down from the plane? Did she steal anything? Even if she stole, there is still a distance between getting off the plane to the departure hall. She will either use your bus, any bus made available, or she will trek. That distance is enough for security guys to catch up with her. Let this be handled normally. Jungle justice is still one of the major problems we face in handling situations in Nigeria.
I really, at first I was saying to myself, this could have all been avoided. This could have been handled properly. But why is it that in this country we always are at the other end saying, oh, we could have done it this way? Why do we always look at things in hindsight as opposed to, like you said, looking at it from a bird's eye view and saying, this is what could happen. Let's look at all the angles before we decide on what our position should be.
So it also questions the level of training some people have in the line of the job they do, because the right thing to do at that moment is that the person who is in charge in that instance should have, okay, if we rough handle her now, what would be the worst case scenario? By seeing the way she's dressed, you could know that if you rough handle this lady now too much, things will just give way, and eventually it happen.
Okay.
It happened.
Ikechukwu, thank you so much for coming on the show. It's still hard
Thank you for having
It's the big weekend. Ikechukwu is also on Wazobia FM. We will continue to have these conversations as we go on. By the way, Lagos, you could join the conversation. 0201-277-0993, 0201-465-7190. We're live on Facebook and on YouTube. Join the conversation. This is just one of the big weekend stories that we have today. Let's move away quickly. As we talk about one drama, let's move to another. Do you remember Ray? Yes. My sister from Cross River that said that Lagos is smelling and complained about the cost of living crisis. Well, do you remember? Well, she was not allowed to pass out when everyone else was getting their certificates from the NYSC. And she put up a video talking about the fact that she was depressed. She didn't know how to do it. She just, she's suppressing her feelings, etc., etc. And then the NYSC responded. She accused the...
You are listening to...
I'm so sorry. I have to go on a break, Lagos. I'll be back.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Meals, don't compromise. Go for gold.
Rich, consistent taste for cooking mouth-watering soups, stews, and jollof. Choose wisely. Choose Gold. Terra Gold Seasoning Cube.
One cube, endless possibilities. Terra Gold.
Supermouth, unstoppable you, fueling your vitality the whole day through. Embrace each challenge with renewed might. With Supermouth, your performance takes flight.
With 20 essential vitamins, minerals, and nutrients, one Supermalt multivitamin after breakfast every day keeps you going.
That special secret that awakens taste buds. Mouth-watering wonder with awesome aroma. Terra Seasoning Cubes.
Terra Seasoning Cube turns your meals into a masterpiece.
Unwrap joy, unleash taste. Hey, come cook with Terra Cubes. Come cook with Terra.
No buy am.
But why?
No see say this big bull bag of rice no get the new big bull holographic seal.
Not true.
Introducing the Big Bull Holographic Seal Tape, your favorite authentic Big Bull rice, 50 kg and 25 kg. Now with holographic seal tape. This is to ensure you get the premium product from Big Bull Rice. Do not buy if the holographic seal tape is not on the bag or is broken. Big Bull Rice. Tasty rice nourished you.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We are back.
We're back on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
This is Hard Facts on Nigeria Info 99.3 FM. My name is Shegwa Rinze.
Welcome back. It's still Hard Facts, 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's go to our big stories from the weekend. I was telling you about Ray's story, obviously. The NYSC reacted, of course, because when she put up that video, she got responses from the public and reactions, obviously. But then the NYSC put out a response saying that she missed a clearance. And according to the law that guards, or rather, the law that the NYSC is governed by, if you do miss one of those, the repercussion is that you don't get to pass out with your colleagues and you get an extension. But then she makes a case that she came and she was refused. Don't forget that she already had gotten threats after she put out that video talking about how bad the country was. When she criticized the president, she criticized Lagos state government, she talked about the environment and how bad it was, all out there. But she's claiming that she showed up for, the clearance and she was refused. But then, of course, it's her word against the NYSC. And the NYSC has put out a statement to say, well, she's trying to politicize the issue. It's not what we think it is. Incredibly, or interestingly, human rights lawyer Inibere Effiong has taken up the case against the NYSC. And of course, as she has said, look, I showed up and no one, wanted to give me my clearance. So, you guys had a plan to hold me back. I'm picking all these stories and putting them together to show a trend. Under this administration, yes, there's Kwam One, and there's Adbike Dabiri who's out there saying, oh, to err is human, to forgive is divine. Kwam One. And then there's this lady who obviously was unruly, who could have just prevented the escalation that we've seen, but then she was treated like an animal and stripped naked. In her country, she was not a thief. She didn't carry arms. And then there's a young lady who's an NYSC core member who's criticized how bad the situation of things are, how terrible the economy is. And she has been made to suffer. Where's the democracy? Where's the leadership? Where's the accountability? Think of it what you will. But there's a trajectory of sorts. And if we continue down this road, where are we headed? And finally, let's talk about Peter Obi. Yeah, we hear that Peter Obi has been saying that he wants a 6-year single tenure, a 5-year single tenure. Well, the Middle Belt Forum is saying that Peter Obi has integrity and he'll keep his one-term promise. Don't forget, this story is from the Vanguard newspaper. The Middle Belt Forum has said that former presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, is a man of integrity and can be trusted to keep his promise to do a single term if elected in 2027. The forum maintained that as a man of honour, the Middle Belt believed the former Anambra State governor would keep his words to the letter because of his integrity. Is it about the length of the tenure or is it about the quality? I was listening to Dele Farotimi today on television, and he made a very interesting point. It's a point that I've continuously asked. Is it the amount of time? Because people have been given 8 years, 16 years, and they did nothing. But there are people who, like the Abia State governor, in a year has done amazing stuff. And that's why when people say, oh, let's give the president 1 month, let's give him some more years. After 4 years, we'll see what he has done. There's a saying in my place that the wedding that will be good or the marriage that will be good, you know from the bachelor's eve. In this case, 2 years is a test case. How has it worked out for us as a country? I want to open up the phone line 0201-277-0993, 0201-465-7190. Don't forget you can post your comments on our live stream on Facebook and on YouTube. I beg to differ. It starts today. The Nationals, the Tournament of Champions. It starts today, and I cannot wait. The whole crew is here. We've got them from Abuja, from Port Harcourt, and of course, Lagos, playing host to all of the champions. Who will be the champion of champions? We begin today. Let's go straight to the point. 60 seconds. Do not exceed your time. Hello. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello, good afternoon.
You're not a woman. Don't call the female line, please. Hello. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Yeah. Good evening, Maryann.
Good evening.
Maduka from Festa.
Go ahead, Maduka.
Maduka from Festa. So, look, straight to the point. It doesn't matter whether you have 10 years, 12 years. And I've said it before. If somebody in the years before his election, before he declares and he wins primaries, before those years, he hasn't studied Nigerian problems and developed some kind of roadmap, policies, reforms, whatever he's going to implement. If he doesn't have it, a compendium of those things he needs to do, if he doesn't have it as a step into the Aso Rock, whether he stays 10 years, 20 years, nothing will happen. If he goes to Aso Rock, he will grapple. He will go from one place to another, looking for trying to bring a solution in the office. No, you have to go into the office with solutions. As you are implementing, you now review and improve. Not go in there and say, what are we going to do? No.
All right.
You must know what you're going to do before you get in.
In other words, you have to have a plan.
He can do it in 4 years.
Okay.
He can do it in 4 years.
All right, Maduka,
Yeah.
thank you very much for calling. So you must have a plan. But then there are people who tell us they have a plan, but when it comes to implementing it, they're going in a totally different direction. I.e. Welcome to Hard Facts. Hello.
Hi, Maryann. This is Kenny. How are you?
I'm good, Kenny. How are you?
All right, I'll go around through what I have to say. Regarding the airplane Ibom Air thing, I think I will be shocked if she's not a frequent flyer. I think they know her from before, but I stand corrected. Number two, regarding the NYSC, I believe the lady over the NYSC people, they need to release her certificate. And regarding Peter Obi, he's shown that he's a man of integrity. And I think that those that are standing behind him should throw their full weight behind him. And let's see what 2027 holds. Good job. Have a good one.
Thank you very much for calling. Hello. Welcome to Hard Facts. Hello. Yes.
Maryann, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm on the line.
Go ahead.
Regarding the passenger in this thing, Ibom Air. In fact, if you watch that particular case clearly, you will see that lady really found trouble of that air hostess. So much so that she removed the wig, beat her, slapped her front and back, removed her wig. What kind of annoyance is that? You understand? Even the cloth.
Well, what you're seeing, you've not seen the full video, because what you're seeing is from Ibom Air's perspective. And that's why the lady's continuously saying that they need to show everything that's happened. She wants the clip, the full clip.
If you watch, you will see it.
No. Something must have transpired before that.
Okay. Concerning the thought of the blouse, she was wearing this blouse that is almost.
Please, don't victim blame. Don't do that. You're a woman. Don't do that. She could have worn anything.
I am not doing that, but what I'm saying is that
she could have worn anything. That should make sure that while they're handling her, they handle her with dignity. As much as she was not carrying a gun or shooting people or stopping a plane from moving.
Even as she was downstairs, she was still fighting those people. Yeah, not gonna look away before we attack. Yes, it could be anybody. Thank you.
Okay, I don't have a problem with her being reprimanded, but I'm saying because she didn't turn off her phone and put it on flight mode, it escalated to this. How about a guy that didn't let a plane move? I'm not in any way saying any one of them was right. But I'm saying, could it not have been handled differently? I mean, the whole time I was watching Kwamwon's video was, Alaji, I beg. How come that part of the video was not played out? Because I'm sure that when everybody else had disembarked, they could have just let her disembark and walked with her to the security, or told security this is the whatever. But throwing her down the stairs, dragging her, is that not inhumane? As much as we are trying to do the right thing, were they doing it the wrong way? Again, I'm also of the opinion that if she had just done what she was told, in the meantime, could she have not just avoided all of this drama? Let's go on WhatsApp. We've got a caller. Hello. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Hello? Hello? Your connection is really bad. I'm so sorry. Do try calling us back. I would love to hear from you. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello, good afternoon, Miriam.
Good afternoon. What's your name, sir? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Emmanuel from Barriga.
Go ahead.
Yeah. As for me, as regard the issue of Obi, for me personally, I don't, see him as a man of integrity. Why? Because before Ojukwu died, he promised Ojukwu that he will never leave Afghan. And what happened later? I think he has enjoyed almost 5
years. Leave Nigerian politicians at your own peril. Which Nigerian politician has kept his word, please? Since you seem to be older than me, which of them has kept their word? Since you knew politics in Nigeria, which of them has kept their word? Since we're putting Obi on a pedestal. No, sir. Which of your favorite politicians has kept their word since we're putting Obi on a pedestal?
I'm coming. I think when it comes to others and we condemn them, but when it comes to our own favorite, we need to say the truth.
So I'm asking you now, as much as you're saying that he didn't keep his word, I said, which other politician has kept his word? I said something before that. Believe Nigerian politicians at your own peril.
Discussing about I think you should allow us to talk.
But I'm asking a question now. Am I stopping you from talking? I asked a question. Can you answer me, please?
You are the anchor. You are not a caller.
Oh God, can you answer my question? If you can't answer, just move on and say what you want to say. Can you answer it or not?
Okay. Since you have decided, no problem. You can cut it off.
I said if you can't answer the question, move on. You see, that's the problem. You want to make an argument with me on this show, come correct. If you don't have your bases all covered, just stay back. Because I asked you a question. If you're saying that you want to put Obi on a pedestal, because it's you guys who make these politicians look like demigods, and Obi is he's alpha and omega. Which politician in this country has ever kept his word? You say he made a case that he was going to do this for Ojukwu. Which Nigerian politician, even the ones that are your favorite, which of them has ever kept their word? But you feel like Maryann is not letting you talk. But I let you, just that you didn't have a comeback for me. Hello.
Good afternoon, Maryann.
You're not a woman, sir. You're not supposed to call this line. Thank you. 0201-277-0993 is the number for men, please. Hello. Hello. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts. Oh, I'm so sorry. Do call me back. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Good afternoon, Maryann Okon,
Yes.
our own princess.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Pastor Oladipo.
Go ahead.
I'm calling from Urile in Saridom. Now, let me quickly talk about this incident in the Ibom Air. You see, when you talk about training and retraining, they look as if things are wasting money. They don't know what it means to train their staff and how to respond to issues. You see, if you continue, there's a program on multi-choice. If you watch, they call it border something. If they picked anybody on that their line at the airport, you see the way they'll be treated. Even when the person is guilty, you see the way they'll be treating the person. Excuse me, ma. Hello, ma. Can you go this way, ma? Ma. See, they get the person.
That's insane at climbs. That's insane. I hate to use that word, but
in fact,
it seems that those climbs are a bit
I begin to wonder how will you drag a woman like this? Why didn't they drag Kwan 1 like that? So they can drag Kwan 2. They can't drag Kwan 1.
Okay, but Oladipo, your time is up. Please go. Please go. Bye-bye.
Making a vital point.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. It says Kwan 2. Why didn't they? Hello, welcome to Hard Facts. You have 60 seconds, please.
Hello?
Yes, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Maryann. This is Mazuda.
Mazude, go ahead, please.
Yes, Maryann, I believe in Obi. If Obi said he's going to stay 1 year or 2 years or 4 years, he's going to do it. And I agree with
what if he doesn't do it? What if he changes his mind? That's what Obasanjo could have gotten ahead with his third tenure if the National Assembly didn't wade in. So what if he changes his mind?
If he changes his mind, that means he betrays his life. That something will happen to him. But in as much as he followed the truth, what he said, fine. And there's a statement from Madoka. He said anybody that is going to Arok has to carry what he wants to do to the place, not when he gets to there. Because if you want to be my number one, show me your future plan. He has to carry it to that place so that he can be able to make it fast. If you don't do so, they will fail you there.
Okay.
So I agree with that submission.
All right. Thank you. I don't know if our Nigerian politicians have actually been able to earn our trust to a point where we can literally put our lives on the line, because that's what you guys are saying, that I trust Obi. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm not in any way trying to malign his personality or anything. But Nigerian politicians, from when we decided that we're going to go into civilian rule in this country, how many of them have kept their word? Just think about it. From your governor to the members representing you in the House of Assembly in the state, at the House of Representatives, they talk a good game, by the way. They come correct. I remember when my governor wanted to be president. Oh, he talked a good game. In his case, he kept a few words. He did a few things. But then, how many of them really stick to their guns? When they go in there, the establishment takes hold of them and then they just go in a totally different direction. The sitting president told you that if he doesn't give you power, don't vote for him. Do you have power? 24 hours. Are you still using estimated billing? So if we must put a person on a pedestal, and I'm not in any way trying to dissuade you from supporting Obi or Atiku or whoever you want to support. I'm just saying, have they given you a reason to trust them? And what if that trust is eroded? Will you learn? And I'm not in any way saying that he might. I'm just saying. Hello. Hello. I'm so sorry. You have to call us back. Your line is very bad. I'm so sorry. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Afternoon.
Joy, is it Joy Story?
My name is Maryann Okon.
Yeah, Maryann. Good afternoon. This is Dale from Lagos. Don't mind those APC psychophans. That is how they used to rant on
Leave people.
radio.
Just leave them. Everybody has a right to their
No,
opinion. No, please.
Now, if Jakonde can do it in 4 years, if Ashola can just do it for 4 years, that even when APC psychophants were trying to put him away, that they had to advise Tinubu that if you remove this, if you don't let this man to run another 4 years, that they might lose Lagos. That's why he left him. So, and if anybody can even do 4 years that he did better than this present governor, then I think Obi can do better than previous presidents. Obi has the brains. He has done it in Anambra State. He's a well-learned man.
Well,
He's
that's
very
what they also
qualified
told
for
us
the
about
job.
your
So,
president, that he did so in Lagos. That's what we were told, wasn't it?
No, see, I believe Obi is a man of his words. He can do
Because
he
you
will
like
do
him.
very, very well.
That's because you like him.
He's a very prudent man, so I think he's going to do better.
All
Thank
right. Thank you very much for calling. Interesting. Here's something that Sule Lamido said on the weekend about Peter Obi. I want to play that video, please, guys. Just do me a solid. I want to just quickly play you that video of Sule Lamido talking about the failure of the APC. And then, of course, you can join the conversation. We're live, facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM. We're also live on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. This video is courtesy of Channels Television. Now, Sule Lamido was being questioned about where the PDP is. Don't forget, Sule Lamido is a member of the PDP. Peter Obi, well, is still a member of the Labour Party because he has not left the Labour Party to join the ADC. Also, Atiku is yet to be a full-fledged member of the ADC. Have you seen? So, the only person in all of this coalition thing that has really said, I'm resigning from my party, I've moved to join the ADC, is the former River State Governor and former Transportation Minister, Rotimi Amici. But listen to Sule Lamido, and then let's talk.
APC has failed. And because it has failed, people are very, very angry. Go over, not even also, even in the south, in the southwest. I mean, if you go through TikTok and see what people are saying about Nigeria, and you know, today in Nigeria, you know, we are so low that, you know, we're even dramatizing hunger in our comics, you know, in comedy. You know, you put it clips, you know, where people are stealing food and putting it in pocket. It shows that, you know, today hunger is not the main thing, because each country, you know, by its culture and interest, you know, dramatize what they do in terms of development. If you go China, you know, their drama is on, you know, it's on ICT, you know, high building, what have you. But in Nigeria today, it's so primitive. It's about even food. Today, food is part of our drama now, putting food in the pocket. So it shows how low it goes. So the issue here is the party which has failed Nigeria, both north and south. And therefore, if we unite, whether it's Jonathan or Atiku or Obi, should be there for Nigeria to be able to address the issue, you know, brought in by Tinubu, the issue of hunger, issue of poverty, issue of insecurity, issue of lack of democracy, issue of coercion and blackmail. So when we were doing this interview, there was this power failure from whoever was displayed from this power failure. And if you go by what Tinubu said, you know, that if we fail to give you power in 4 years, please don't vote for us. And people that, you know, today, there's not a testimony that, you know, they've now failed, because as we're doing this interview now, they show power. So Tinubu, please, lead up to what you say, you know, lead power.
For those who are saying that I'm supporting the unruly behavior of the passenger on Ibom Air, I don't think that you were listening to me at all. Because I started by saying that it could have been avoided. She could have just not done it. She could have just put her phone on flight mode and then, or turned it off, and then after a while put it on flight. Whatever, just to quell the issue. But then it had deteriorated, and I'm saying it also behoved on the staff or security officials who were coming to take her off the plane, because at some point I saw in the video while she was trying to disembark from the plane, and the air hostess was stopping her from disembarking. Maybe they were holding her for security to come get her, but then, I don't know, it disintegrated into something terrible. It could have been handled better. That's all I'm saying. Just as we begged and rubbed our palms for Kwam One, this is a woman that you stripped naked in the full glare of public. If it were your wife, if it were your daughter, if it were your mother, would you still be saying, oh, she broke the law? Yes, there is no saying that she was unruly. I saw her kick and hit. And that's obviously out of frustration. But could the issue have been handled properly? Being that the air hostess is also a woman, you would have been there to say, look, we're trying to, reason with you here. We do not want you to be rough handled or whatever. She could have also been the one to speak to the men who were manhandling her. There has to be decency in whatever we do. We have to have some sort of decorum in handling certain issues. Oh, because she's throw away the baby with the bathwater because it's not Kwam One. Welcome to Hard Facts. Let's continue taking your thoughts.
Hello, Maryann.
Good afternoon.
You have Paul online. I
ahead,
hope
Paul.
you can hear me loud and clear.
Yes, I can hear you, Paul.
Yes, you are trying to play safe. You cannot condemn something without testing it. You don't have to paint everybody with one brush. In character, are you going to compare the present president with Obi? If somebody, look at in Imo State, Mbakwe, First Republic, did everything in 4 years. Is it rocket science for somebody to say, I will do this in 4 years? 4 years, is it 4 months? These 300 days they are celebrating office. You know, Kenneth, a former American president, started it. JFK Kennedy. So what is it in leadership in Nigeria? What is that thing that is very intractable that they cannot perform? Because the system allows it, go there and do whatever you promise. We cannot ask for mandamus. Do what you ask us. But some people will be supporting. What do you expect? The systemic problem is what we have in this country.
Thank you very much for calling. I appreciate it. It's because your time is up. I have just 2 minutes, so I want to quickly read some messages. Don't forget, I beg to differ starts on the 4 o'clock hour. You cannot afford to miss it. So get ready. It's about to get lit in here. Allow me to use that loosely. Someone here says Nigerian politicians are not trustworthy, but Obi is not your conventional politician. That's the reason he is hated by those who will rather accept poison served to them on their dying beds as long as it's from their kinsmen. A man brought down a country in less than 24 hours with a single statement, but people don't believe when another man says he can do better in 4 years. He says Naijano Day ready. Uche from the United Kingdom sent us that one. This one here says those clamoring for Obi's candidature are doing so because he is competent and trusted. Are not doing so because he's competent and trusted. They're doing it to fulfill ethnic agenda. Samuel from Ogun State says single 4-term, it's 5-year term. He says it's a fraud. Okay, I'm sorry you feel that way. This one says on the issue of the lady on Ibom Air, it boils down to discipline. Simply obey simple directions and instructions in any organized place you find yourselves. To this kind of embarrassing situation, Nefiok Akpan. Why did Kwam One not? I'm not making a case for this girl. I'm just saying, but Kwam One should have also just obeyed simple instruction. You see what I'm saying? The fact that all the friends and supporters of Kwam One were saying to err is divine, or sorry, to err is human, to forgive is divine. What are we not going to say that to this girl if she comes out tomorrow with an apology? If we must stick to the rules and regulations and the laws that guide a certain discipline, make sure that no matter whose ox is gored, whether it's Kwam One, whether it's the president's child, whoever it is, the law must take its place. Okay? So what is good for Kwam One must be good for everybody else. I'm just saying, because I said this last week, if somebody else does the same thing and comes out with a video and says, I am sorry, I apologize, we'll all now say, oh, she has seen her folly. Why do we have to do that? We need to set examples, and let's start with Kwam One. Because there's another video audio that leaked where he was threatening that he will bring people down But that's the same person that came and said, oh, it's because I was... Water is not a problem. In flight, you will get water. But again, we're not ready to have that conversation. We're not ready to have that conversation. So I'm just going to leave it here, guys. On the 4 o'clock hour, Femi Bong Daniel joined me, and our debaters for today, Amuzie David and Abu Francis Helen, will slug it out on the first part of I Beg to Differ.
After this.
How do we make our cooking come alive?
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3